Welcome back to the Anthony Sporting Sports Complex for this match week 14 encounter between Cavalier Football Club and Harbour. Here's a head-to-head. They've had one draw in this head-to-head we see here, all in the Jamaica Premier League, of course. Other competitions they would have faced each other in. Harbour getting the better of Cavalier 2-1. Cavalier beating them 1-0, 2-0 and 3-1. So the head-to-head certainly favors Cavalier. Only one win for Harbour and a draw.
Ladies and gentlemen,
match week 14 gives us the return legs in the Jamaica Premier League. And brought into focus today a battle of familiar foes. Cavalier and Harbour, teams that have done well, certainly in the island of Jamaica. And most recently, both teams would have gone to the Caribbean Club Championships and done impressively well. There, Cavalier would have gotten the better of Harbour in the semi-finals, and Harbour must be ruined at that performance that gave Cavalier the opportunity to fight in regional competition for the first time in their history. Let's see how this tale unfolds inside the Anthony Sporting Sports Complex, but we pause for the national anthem of Jamaica. Standing by, getting ready for action here at the Anthony Sporting Sports Complex as the teams cross paths and greet each other. Harbour in the traditional yellow and blue, Cavalier in the traditional white, their traditional white and black, as they greet the match officials in this encounter as well. The captains will converge now. Orderland Harding for Harbour and Gadil Irving, the man with the armband for Cavalier. Here the team of officials: O'Shea Nation, Joshua Jackson and Kamar Gale, his assistant, and Carl Tyrrell, the fourth official. Of course, O'Shea Nation, one of the top referees. And the top two, the trusted analyst says, Chris Taylor. Great senior, Chris Taylor.
Yeah, second in the line behind Danian Parchment. Dean is O'Shea Nation and doing great things, and so is Cavalier. 5 wins in a row for them. This is how they line up.
Jadine White, Giovanni Lynn, Kyle Ming, Geddy Irving, Richard King, Christopher Ainsworth, Dwayne Allen, Dwayne Atkinson, Shamar Watson, Shanil Thomas, Jalmaro Calvin. They're coached by Rudolph Speed. Let's have a look at how they line up in terms of formation.
Yeah, they'll be playing with a 4-3-3. No surprise there. Atkinson in the wide area, back and in flying colours. Ainsworth on the other side, and Calvin, the Antiguan and Barbuda national, really playing well. Shanil Thomas playing in that attacking midfield role behind the strikers, and he was the man of the match last time out, really enjoying his work there. And as I said, yeah, Gadale Irvin with 2 assists the last time will be hanging out on the left-hand side. And yeah, interesting stuff. Giovanni Ling actually asked to play the right-hand side of that thing. So versatility being shown from this Cavalier lineup, and they're a dangerous one.
Harbour View, Glenroy Samuel in goal. He's the man from Trinidad and Tobago. Orlin Harden, Romain Brackenridge, Makimo Jones, Ren Brown, Kasim Priestley, Trey Bennett, Garth Stewart, Deshaun Anglin, Omar Thompson, Andre Fagan. They're coached by Ludlow Bernard. Here's how they line up in terms of formation.
Yeah, they'll be playing with a similar formation to Cavalier. Big loss for them with the likes of Shaquille Bradford now moving on to Mount Pleasant. That goal scoring ability will have to be filled by Andre Fagan, who's been off the mat this season, but he will need help. Rohan Brown coming in fresh from Dumble Holding. Interesting to see what he will bring, because he has been a substitute for most of his times over the last couple of years at Dumble Holding, now into the starting lineup. And yeah, interesting to see what Harbourview will bring. Just as they were finding form, 2 wins in a row now for Harbourview, finding their feet. A win today would actually take them into the top 8. And yeah, without Shaquille Bradford, I think that puts a big dent in terms of their striking prowess. And against this high-flying Cavalier team who, 5 wins in a row. They met twice in the Caribbean Cup. 5-0 Cavalier won on the first occasion, and then the 0-all. And then, of course, losing 3-1 in the first match of the season, did Harbourview. So it's been a struggle over Cavalier for the last year or so. Even though before that they shared results quite a bit. And yet there is quite a bit of a delay as well, because the officials having an issue with the net. Well, that's been sorted.
Let's see how this one pans out. Harbourview trying to get going early. Booted forward by Harding. Fagan there. Foul by Giovanni Ling, and they have a free kick just at the half line. Should be interesting to see how this game unfolds, certainly. Centre field. Atkinson in possession. He gets it to Irving. Kelly Irving has been having a good time advancing and whipping in crosses. Had a great strike in their last encounter. Interesting statistic coming forth in the last 3 matches, Chris. They've managed to score within the opening 35 minutes. And in the last 2 matches, to be more specific, they've actually scored 2 goals in the first 21 minutes. 21 minutes, yeah. So, not short on quality in front of goal. Still remember the last time they played at this venue, though. That was against Molynes. It was a hard time in front of goal. And the goal scoring, the amount of goals scored perhaps would not have suggested that. They had 3 against Molynes. But, yeah, the quality or the lack thereof in the finishing really had me indeed concerned. But they've adjusted themselves well. And, of course, 2 goals against Arnett Gardens. 3 goals, actually. And some more as well in their most recent encounter as well. So they've been having a good time. But Harbourview, what can we say? They've certainly been going stronger defensively. And as Coach Bernard has been saying, that's been a major issue in the Harbourview lineup. Here's Harbourview in possession. New addition to the backline, Garth Stewart. Had a conversation for man of the match in their encounter with Humble Lions, only to be beaten by Deshaun Anglin, who had a good time as well. Here's Rowan Brown, the man recently transferred from Dumby Holding. Priestley on the ball. Driving forward is Priestley. Goes for the shot. Wide of the mark.
Yeah, had been struggling defensively, were Harbourview, but certainly in the last game against Humberline, they looked a lot better. I thought Romain Brackenridge and Garth Stewart had a good understanding. They defended well, and as you said, from a defensive perspective, many of the players could have won that man of the match award. Stewart with good performance, Brackenridge, Joshua Nanglin playing just in front of the back line as well was solid, so it was good to see from a Harbour View perspective, and Ludlow Bernard was quite pleased. What he will ask for is consistency now from that defensive unit, and looking to build from there. As you said, well, their leading goal scorer now moving on, was on loan at Harbour View from Waterhouse and now moving on to Mount Pleasant, so they'll have to fill that void, and that's actually what I'm looking out for.
Yeah, really important to see who will take up that mantle. That's the head coach of Cavalier, Rudolph Speed. Has quite a lot on his mind, especially from the perspective of how many players have been utilized in a short space of time based on the workload associated with the Caribbean Cup. And they have certainly recovered well as Cavalier, and let's see how he is able to navigate this particular situation. Expectations that there are some players that might be leaving soon as well. So that's another thing that would be on his mind. It's a corner kick, whipped inside and goes out of touch. Glenroy Samuel there not being troubled by that at all.
Ludlow Bernard there, chilling out, taking it easy. Sean Fraser alongside him. But yeah, you say that about Rudolph Speed in terms of players leaving and so on, but even though he has mentioned it from time to time, his team has not, well, he has not really seemed perturbed. He has adjusted well, it must be said. He's used his resources very well, whether young or old,
yeah,
and readjusted his formation at times and where he plays players. So using players sometimes out of their normal positions, and it has worked. So credit to him, it must be said. Still managing to get results, and at times even with a very thin squad has been able to get it together. So I think from a Cavalier perspective, that's a big deal.
Big deal.
It shows the cohesion also within the unit, that players are able to play in other positions and still maintain the chemistry.
Certainly someone who has invested in his coaching acumen. Recently completed the CONCACAF A license. First Jamaican resident coach to do that. Of course, Miguel Coley would have gone all the way to the pro license at the UEFA level. He's in the Middle East. What of coaches resident in Jamaica, certainly a big move being made by Rudolph Speed, and it's a great example for other coaches to, even in the midst of accomplishing much, having the youngest squad ever to win a Premier League, ensuring that you continue to learn. And yeah, that's something big. Here's Calvin. His shot charged down, still has possession. This Calvin trying to whip it across. Atkinson is there, but Ron Brown getting some defensive work done, playing it out for a corner kick for Cavalier. Corner kick in the 8th minute for Cavalier. Low, but was played back to Atkinson. Will try to get by Ron Brown. Brown doing well defensively, not giving him any amount of space whatsoever. It's a goal kick for Harbour View now. Samuel boots it long. Controlled by Lang. Trying to put it forward for Ainsworth there, but that was beyond him. Here's Anglin on the ball for Harbourview. Manages to get it away. He was out of touch before he did so. Here's Cavalier. That one step forward, but Garth Stewart was there to play it out. And what a good addition he's been to the back line. The number 16 for Harbourview. It's a throw-in. Of course, he comes in to replace a Johnny Talbot in that back four.
Yeah, and based on his performance in the last game, he certainly would have kept his place. Did well, Garth Stewart. One of those players for Harbourview that Ludlow Bernard has used in many areas. He's gone as high as centre forward and now as far back as centre back. Well,
he might go in the goal soon, Chris. Here's Calvin.
He has a height.
Over the top.
Lots of the players so far in the opening minutes from Cavalier crowding out this Harbourview team, especially in the middle of the park. There's a real press from these Cavalier players to gain back possession, and certainly winning most of the 50-50 duels at this point. That's the first real strike from a Cavalier perspective. But just look at how a lot of the times they're the first to those loose balls. Cavalier, a lot more impetus in their play. As I said, they should be highly confident, have the best streak at the moment. 5 in a row they have won, Cavalier.
Samuel tries to go long, manages to get it to Bennett. His first touch let him down. Here's Watson. Good interception from Harding, the captain. It's a throw-in. Throw-in taken quickly. Ainsworth was fouled there by Anglin. So it's a kick for Cavalier. Ainsworth tries to whip it in. Booted out and should be captured by Irving. He missed control there. Trey Bennett also trying to do the same. Does get it under his spell now, Trey Bennett. The release wasn't of the highest quality. Ming there was being fouled by Anglin. Having some choice words for Gadale Irving, Kyle Ming. And they get it going now with Richard King and Irving combining. Here's King. Intercepted, and Harbourview tries to stab it forward. Watson getting it to Shanita Thomas. Certainly a man in form. Here's Dwayne Atkinson. Darting forward. Tries to go from distance. Easily handled by Samuel, who sends it out. Omar Thompson did well to shake his man, and he now moves forward. Omar Thompson tries to play it, and that was cut out run. Brown was trying to get on the end of that one, but it's opening up a bit. Atkinson to chase for this one. Has speed. Couldn't keep it in though.
Yeah, just Harbourview unable to keep the ball for long and forced to boot it out of play. More aggressive play from Cavalier and paying dividends at the moment. Out again. 5 wins in a row for Cavalier. 4 of those 5 wins have been clean sheets as well. 2 1-0 wins, 2 3-0 wins, and their last victory, a 2-1 triumph over Humble Lion. Beaming with confidence. Harbourview, they will be getting into their own as well with 2 in a row, as well as 2 clean sheets over Treasure Beach and Dumbarton respectively. Again, that just a little bit forced there, Dean, for sure. There's too much on that. Quite windy conditions as well, so they'll have to pay attention to that.
It's a throw in for Harbourview. Akimo Jones. Has been wearing yellow and blue for quite a while now. Akimo Jones, formerly of Clarendon College, now with Harbourview. Throw in again as Ron Brown trying to make immediate impact at his new club. Another throw-in. Cavalier trying to build now and go forward. Ainsworth. His ball to Calvin. Too much on that one, and it's another goal kick for Harbourview. Can't say the passing has been the most impressive we've seen from either team this season. Stewart gives it away really, and Ainsworth to the overlapping Lang. Still Lang manages to get the shot off, but it was over the top. Here's another look at this play from Giovanni Lang. Did well to get by, and Samuel happy to see that one go over the top. Bennett. Dwayne Allen, fouled by Fagan. Irving back to King. Has space to drive forward if he would fancy that, but opts to go to the wing. Atkinson. And good defending from Rowan Brown. Trey Bennett. Foul there by King. Yeah, the passing has really not been clicking for Harbourview, certainly. It's Dwayne Allen. Tripped by Fagan once more. Atkinson center chase once more. Can't keep it in. Here's Priestley. Opts to go back to Stewart. Stewart to Brackenridge. He too has to go all the way back to Samuel. Wind does blow against Harbourview. Long ball, so that's a problem for them. They'd have to adjust. They have a throw-in though, and certainly Rowan Brown has been industrious on the right flank at both ends, really, ensuring he drops back in defense to help out Akimo Jones, who might very well have a hard time by himself with the Dwayne Atkinson barging down the left. Here they come. It's a great opportunity. It's flushed wide. And the first real moment in front of goal, and Amar Thompson managed to get it off, but it wasn't between the sticks, Chris Taylor.
What a real chance there for Harbourview. I was just about to say Harbourview haven't really had anything going forward. Omar Thompson scored in that 3-1 loss at the end of last year, the first match of the season, and should have scored there, should have had his second in this fixture. And wow, what a big opportunity for Harbourview's number 11. These are the kind of players that have to step up now, with Bradford being out of the squad, and to replace that kind of potency up front. 7-goal man Shaquille Bradford, and so far nobody else showing that kind of form. Andre Fagan, the leading goal scorer, in the rest of the squad with 3.
Atkinson fouled there. Card will be shown as well. And Rowan Brown, what a debut he has for Harbourview.
Yeah, not the kind of difference Rowan Brown will be looking to make. He needs to get on the goal scoring end of things, Rowan Brown. Just think that Harbourview might have to do more work in more business in the transfer market based on what's been happening there. You see the trip on Dwayne Atkinson. He was probably fouled about twice along his route. Tried to stay the course. But yeah.
Irving has been having a good time from a delivery perspective. Let's see what he can do with this one. Sends it in the danger area. Samuel just doing enough, as Cavalier players were really barging down.
Yeah.
Actually got a touch onto it as well.
Yeah, Samuel was a little bit tentative, I thought. It's the second time I've seen him hesitate. Very unusual, because he's been quite decisive since his insertion to this Harbourview starting lineup. But yeah, just nearly allowed an opportunity for Cavalier.
Jones working well with Trey Bennett, gets a return ball. Trying to lay it off, but still has to do some work in the middle of the park. Gets possession. But Dwayne Allen now go the other way. Calvin. Good defensive work from Brackenridge. Akimo Jones trying to spread it to Rowan Brown. Can he do some magic? Brown gets by one. Can't get by King. Calm in defense is Richard King. And he connects well with Dwayne Atkinson, who has acres of real estate now. Atkinson. Still Atkinson. Gets the shot off, but Garth Stewart was there. Still Atkinson, though. Will he shoot another time? Yes, he will. But it's really tame.
Yeah, should have taken a shot the first time when he cut in Dwayne Atkinson. Did good to get Akimo Jones off balance. But when he cut in, he should have let fly that first time, took another touch, and that's how Garth Stewart got in the block. So opportunity missed. But yeah, good defensive work by Richard King, and then to find Atkinson wide, that was positive from a Cavalier perspective. I do see where Harbourview are coming into the game a little bit more, especially in the midfield.
Yeah.
A lot more present. And you can see here, spreading the ball left and right. Good sign.
Here's Anglin. Anglin goes to goal! Oh my, it's off the upright! Jaden White would have been beaten all ends out. And Anglin trying to get a second from as many games. What a strike that was, Chris Taylor.
or maybe we should say third in as many games. His best goal scoring season in the Premier League. As we see, yeah, the yellow card there for Okima Jones, but what a strike it was from Joshua Anglin. Looking for his third of the season, a thunderbolt, and yeah, White was certainly beaten. And it was bending back in, you know, but just not enough. Look at this. Coming back towards the goal, and wow, just half an inch away. That deserved a goal.
Here's Chanel Thomas. Gets it back, but God, Stewart was there ahead of John Morrow, Calvin, and Anglin in his defensive midfield role. Combining well. Here he is again, using short passes along the left flank. Played forward now for Thompson to chase.
Off the ball incident here, and Harbour bench not happy.
Questions being asked by Sean Fraser.
As usual, always vocal from the sideline, Sean Fraser. Here it is. Yeah, and that was unnecessary. That probably should have been a yellow card. That was Calvin on Harding. No intention to play the ball. And the fourth official was right there. I'm not sure why he didn't get involved, but I think a strong message should have been sent there. That should have been a yellow card.
Bennett doing well. Thompson trying to release Brown. Does so. And Jones now can whip it in. Gets it in the area. Was beyond Fagan and Giovanni Ling. Here's Ainsworth. Ball given away by Samuel Calvin. Atkinson. Is doing Allen. Allen gets it back from Ling, gives it back to Ling. Pass to Chanel Thomas is good. Ainsworth trying to move. Goes all the way back to Gadale Irving.
Don't forget his blind against Humble Lion last time out, Gadale Irving. Speaking about his deliveries, but what a brilliant strike it was with that left foot. He's trying again, that was heading wide though. But yeah, it was a brilliant strike. His first goal of the season. Gadale Irving last match week. Confirmation coming in though, Dean, is that it was actually Christopher Ainsworth who made the challenge, and he picked up a yellow card for it, and I think rightfully so. Good work from the officials.
Ron Brown having some strong words for Shea Nation. He's been advised to keep it cool. Richard King in the thick of things there.
Rowan Brown already on a yellow card too, so he'll have to be careful. Cavalier wouldn't mind bringing Harbourview down to 10 players.
Who wouldn't? Here's King. Has a good delivery about him as well, but that one cut out. Here's Brown. And Jones plays it. Have been using quite a lot of the long balls from defense, but haven't really been accurate in that particular style of play as Harbourview been. Anglin. Thompson gets it to Trey Bennett. Was fouled in the build-up to that. Anglin and Priestley. there. Anglin lifted in the area but headed away. Irving. Cut out by Jones. And wasn't the best bit of defending there by Akimo Jones. Didn't control it as well as he should have, and he gave just a few inches to Atkinson, who he had to foul eventually. Gave up a free kick in a useful area for Cavalier, certainly. Atkinson standing behind this one. Very central. Will have the wind with him. Atkinson steps up, goes to goal, just over the top.
Pretty good generally from the dead ball, Dwayne Atkinson. Might be a little bit disappointed that he didn't give Samuel some work to do, or much work to do. Here's a hit. Oh, he actually did touch it over the bar. So actually good execution. Dipped late. Might have been sneaking in, you know, or actually hit the underneath of the crossbar.
Here's a corner kick.
Found two Cavalier players. None could make contact.
King to Ainsworth. Irving trying to find Calvin. Good first touch. Got the shot off. And it took a wicked deflection, but Samuel was there to parry it away. It's another corner kick for Cavalier.
Yeah, good little period of play here for Cavalier. Good strike from Calvin. Good save, Samuel. Nice ball put in the air. The first touch was excellent from Calvin, who's been in good form. That's a really good strike to the far corner. And Samuel had to be sharp, and he was.
Ainsworth with the delivery.
2 clean sheets in a row for Harbourview, trying to keep the momentum going defensively. Glenroy Samuel has been doing very well as well. The Trinidad and Tobago national. 3 caps for the senior team. Over 30 years of age now, Samuel. They do say that goalkeepers get better with age. I think if they allowed it, Giovanni Buffon would probably have played till he was 50 at the highest level. The Italian great.
Anglin gets it to Jones. Does like to go forward as Jones. His pass though wasted, and Cavalier again in possession. Ball over the top, trying to find Calvin, but Todd Stewart was composed. But that Brackenridge was composed, but the pass to the goalkeeper off tilt, and it goes out of touch. Fifth corner for Cavalier, none yet for Harbourview after 34 minutes in this encounter. hustling going on in the area between Brackenridge and Ming. Here's a delivery. Dangerous one. Just off the upright. It went down and then out. And at both ends we're seeing some serious interventions by the frame of the goal. Here they come again. Headed away this time. Fagan. Ainsworth and Atkinson. Gave it away to Atkinson. Here's Priestley now. Can he spread a beautiful ball for Thompson? Allen trying to chase. Thompson will get it. Can he get it across? Here's another look at this one. Could have been a header from a Harbourview player. Yeah. Seems to have come from Garth Stewart.
Yeah. Unlucky Cavalier.
Very lucky Harbourview.
Yeah.
Their first corner of the encounter. Serious pushing and shoving going on. Kyle Ming and Richard King, Fagan and Stewart there in the thick of things, and here's a smile at the end of it all. O'Shea Nation trying to calm things down. The mediator between them is O'Shea Nation in this instance.
Yes, I watch that man, yes? Yo, man. Yeah, but it's in big, you know. Brother, they were standing off my field. They were standing off my field. They were standing off my field. Don't talk to me. Yo, what man? What team doing that? Stop, put your hand on my face, brother. Dangerous. Ready, come. Cavalier, come.
Finally getting it off. Still in possession for Harbourview. It's another corner kick. What can they make of this one? Gets it in the area. Cleared now. Shoving the back that from Harding against Calvin. Lang trying to play it forward. Garth Stewart doing some good defensive work on that occasion. Ron Brown in possession now against Richard King. Loses possession and fouls King in the King though did give a elbow in the aftermath of all of that hustling from Brown. Here's another look at it.
Let's have another look here, the angle. Two players tussling for it. Did put up his hand late, King.
And so
I'm not sure if it's
Brown's
as bad as
reaction.
Yeah.
His reaction was late.
I'm not sure if Brown's reaction was true to form in terms of the aggression shown from King. But there was a hand from King. It didn't look malicious though. I mean, it is something they want to cut out the wrong use of the arm, illegal use of the arm. But yeah, you don't want to see players faking it either.
Does well to get it under his spell against his old foe, Richard King. Can't get beyond him. Does get a corner kick though. Has recovered quite well, Chris Taylor. Download the SportsMax app today. Get it on the Google Play or the Apple App Store and see all the action on the app. Of course, African Cup of Nations, Premier League in Trinidad and Tobago as well, Test cricket, Australia and West Indies. So much on the SportsMax app. Get it today. 40th minute of play. Priestley with the corner kick. Wasn't well taken at all, but Jones does get it in possession, angling. Shot was wide of the mark.
Of course, lots of other matches going on in the Premier League as well. Some results coming in full time. There was obviously a top of the table clash today as well between Mount Pleasant and Portmore United. That ended 1-1 after Mount Pleasant had an early lead. Or was it Portmore who had an early lead? 1-1 it ended. Mobay United defeated Limehall by 3-0. And Humble Lion with a big win over Treasure Beach by 1-0. Humble Lion looking to work their way up the table again under the tutelage of Vassal Reynolds. At half-time, Tivoli Gardens were leading Waterhouse by 1-0. And that's in the second half at the moment. But yeah, full-time results. Big win for Mobay United. Of course, that middle of the table, as we see it, very crowded.
Yeah. Quite a few teams will eye a playoff spot in the middle of the table, and certainly those teams that perhaps aren't realistically going for a playoff spot will definitely want to distance themselves from the bottom end of the table.
Yeah, Mobay United with that win, and because it was 3 goals, they have taken their goal difference to -2. They actually leapfrog Veer United, so they go into 8th. They leapfrog Harbourview and Veer United do Mobay, so they move into 8th position with 18 points, one behind Waterhouse, who are currently in a losing position. The draw means that Mount Pleasant and Portmore remain the same, first and second, 29 and 28. And what it does mean is that a win for Cavalier here against Harbourview will put them to the top of the table of the Ray and Nephew Jamaica Premier League. So big opportunity.
Ainsworth trying the one-time finish there, but only skied it high. Glenroy Samuel able to collect.
Yeah, big opportunity for Cavalier. Harbourview can't really travel very far. They're currently in 9th. A win for them would take them to 18 points like Mobay. And yeah, actually a win for them would take them above Mobay and Veer United. So they would leapfrog Mobay because their goal difference is superior.
Here's a shot. Handled comfortably in the end by Jadine White. Here's Giovanni Lang. Back to Kyle Ming. It's a throw in for Harbourview. Irving has switched with Ainsworth. Cavalier moving to a back 3 now. Can Harbourview exploit? Kyle Ming says no. Still in possession is Harbour View. Brackenridge.
Crowd not happy with the challenge from Kyle Ming. O'Shea Nation is having a word. Did come in with a strong challenge, did Kyle Ming. O'Shea Nation decides that the talking to is the best option.
The sole minute of time to be added on. Allen. Irving gets it in the area. Christopher Ainsworth couldn't get ahead to it. Ruan Brown gets by King. Here's Trey Bennett trying to work himself forward. Watson giving him company. Brown would have to check his run. Here's Anglin. They slow it down considerably, does Harbour View. And no such slowing down for Atkinson, who gives it away to Garth Stewart.
Yeah, too ambitious with that pass, Dwayne Atkinson. There was no way that was going to make it through, especially with 4 Harbour View players lurking around.
That's the first half. Old foes renew rivalry. It's 0-0 at the half. Certainly hasn't been a boring watch, but perhaps the most significant feature of the half has been the frame of the goal. At either end, intervening in goal-mouth action. Coaches perhaps won't have too much bad to say to their players in the halftime break. Cavalier 0, Harbour View 0. Welcome back to the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex for match week 14 action in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Ray Nephew. 0-0 at the half between Cavalier and Harbour View. Second half action now. Harbour View with the kickoff, trying to make immediate impact. There is the recent signing for them, Ruan Brown. Here's Cavalier in possession with Lang. Some changes made at halftime. Kenson Caddett comes on for Richard King. And a Jerome McCleary coming on for Chanel Thomas. 2 halftime changes. Interesting to find out the exact reason behind those changes. Of course, King was having a good time.
Good time, you call it. Harbour View were nearly Cavalier were nearly having a good time there with Christopher Ainsworth. Nice opportunity to get something on target there if it wasn't blocked. Looking for his 3rd goal of the season, Ainsworth. But yet Thomas off and King off. Unusual, especially at this point in the game.
How will that affect especially the solidity at the back for Cavalier?
Well, Cadet has played in the back 3 for Cavalier when they have played a back 3. And Richard King had left initially for Iceland. He had played in that position. Turks and Caicos national is Macassin Cadet. Does play in central midfield for his national team as well.
Given away by Irving. Here's Ron Brown in the area. Tries to get it across, but Lang was on hand to boot it away. It's a corner kick for Harbour View. Playing in that right wing position is Ron Brown. No Trikameka on the match card for Harbour View. Normal resident there for Harbour View. Actually was a throw in. And it's now a goal kick for Cavalier. Irving. Here's McCleary. Couldn't get it in the area there. Booted forward by Stewart. Should be handled easily by Jaden White, and he does. Lang. Offside flag raised against Dwayne Atkinson, the intended target for that long ball from Giovanni Lang. Stewart sends it up. Irving returns the favor. In possession at Harbour View now. Kima Jones to Trey Bennett. Sean Fraser there appealing for a call. Throw-in taken quickly by Cavalier. Here's McCleary to Calvin. Calvin trying to get it back to him, but good interception, good work from Brackenridge and Garth Stewart to eventually win the goal kick. Here's Ron Brown. Throw in, taken quickly by Anglin. Okimo Jones trying to connect with Omar Thompson. Here's Harding. Goes all the way back to Brackenridge. Stewart now on the ball. Good ball that. Well headed by Jones to Brown. Here's Thompson now. Can he spot from an acute area? Gets it in the area. Fagan. Brown trying to turn. Manages to get the shot off, but was in traffic and he didn't get any power really on it.
Yeah, crowded out, and then a quick release from Jadine White. I don't think the fast break was on there, though.
Positive start to this half from Harbour View. Jones on the ball.
Yeah, still not impressed by some of the passing. I just think they're trying to be a little bit too fancy and cheeky. And it's not coming off. Wasted. I just think they need to be a little bit more careful, a little simpler. Another pass over hit.
Here's Leg. He too goes long. Well defended by Garth Stewart. Here's Harding to Brackenridge. But he was slight there, and it releases Ainsworth now. Ainsworth gets the cross, but played out by Jones for a corner kick.
Good work by McCleary coming on as a substitute. McCleary coming on for Thomas. As he won it. Put it wide in right away for Ainsworth, who is on his favoured left foot. So good work by Jerome McCleary. Has scored already this season. Busy kind of player. Has played anywhere within the middle so far for Cavalier. It's more of an attacking force.
Calvin's first touch let him down there, and Garth Stewart got a foot to it, and it's now being chased by Thompson, played out by Dwayne Allen. It's a throw-in. Player down for Harbourview in the area there, in their own area.
Andre Fagan. No longer a young sprout, Fagan, 36 years of age. Spent quite some time overseas. Now coming back into the Premier League. Not the biggest support you see here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex, but maybe in terms of a midweek fixture, as early as 4:30, it's expected. Lots of persons still at work. Rudolph Speed, still lots of work to do in this one. A chance to go top of the Premier League if he can find a win and keep that winning streak alive. 5 matches, 5 wins in a row for Cavalier. Andre Fagan has finally recovered. Played quite some time in Vietnam. Quite a few of the Jamaican players over the last few years have taken their exploits there. More recently, Atafoy Bygrave and Daniel Green. Did score some 38 goals in 150 appearances, Andre Fagan, when he was there. So far 18 goals as a Premier League player. In just about 30 appearances, so it's not a bad conversion rate even in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But has had a pretty good run this season and just 3 to show. Would like some more.
Ainsworth on the defensive end, ensuring that Rowan Brown didn't get a clear path to that ball. Still Harbourview in possession. It's a throw-in. Kimo Jones takes it quickly. Glenn couldn't control, played out, but out of touch really. And it's another throw for Harbour View.
I thought so. That was, I'm not sure what kind of throw that was from Jones. That was poor. At this level, you really don't expect that. Certainly wasn't coming from behind the head. Quite aggressive with the whistle there, Shane Nation. I was wondering what had happened. I almost thought the fight had broken.
Garth Stewart standing behind this one for Harbour View. Has taken over duties for the goal kicks as well. Does manage to get more distance versus Samuel. And again, on point. Header from Thompson, though, not on point. Irving trying to send it forward. Brackenridge returns a favor.
Mark Thompson has had a couple of these looks for Harbour View. That header, just another example, and wasn't able to get it on target. Just 23 years of age now, though, Thompson, their number 11, has last part of this, well, the last few games have certainly been given lots of minutes on that left-hand side. As you said, scored against Cavalier in the 3-1 fixture earlier this season, in that 3-1 loss. Did play for Cavalier back in 2018 when he was still a teenager, did Omar Thompson. That's actually where he started his senior career. So playing against his former team.
Quite a few of these players would love a flight from this airline. Join the likes of Leon Bailey and Dijon Richards, among some of the local bred players, to now ply their trade in the English leagues, more specifically the Premier League.
Whistle from O'Shea Nation. He's waving towards the Harbour View bench. They've been very vocal on the Harbour View bench. Ludlow Bernard to a lesser extent, but we know Sean Fraser already. Very emotional in terms of how he goes about his thing. Sean Fraser on the bench, former player, of course, and not that long ago. He still has it in him. Big Harbour View player in his time, and national representative Sean Fraser, both at the junior and senior levels. Card comes out. Giovanni, well, actually not Giovanni Ling, but Gadale Irving.
Ron Brown has been in the wars. Here's another look at it.
Why did Irving get a yellow card for that, though? I thought maybe the yellow card might have been for the initial challenge. If you just go back there on the replay, that first challenge, that one looked a bit late and rushed. I'm not sure who it was sliding across the player. But Irving, he just looked like he stood his ground and there was a coming together. I think Irving is a bit unfortunate to pick up the yellow card there. I'm not sure if more pressure was applied there to O'Shea Nation, because Harbour View are certainly letting him have it.
Calvin there. There was an off-the-ball incident there, as
McCleary is down.
Yeah, McCleary, he had a clash with Brackenridge there.
And Brackenridge did obstruct him, and that could have been a yellow card as well from Brackenridge. It probably should have been a yellow card. But Shane Nation didn't see it. Look at this here. No, that was a poor challenge there from Dwayne Atkinson. I guess you would say what? The left foot was a bit high, extended from Irvin. Fair enough. Not sure how much contact Irvin made, though. I think Dwayne Atkinson's own, though, was very late and almost took the Achilles as well. And I'm glad that they haven't made this slide, because Brackenridge knew what he was doing. And certainly the second assistant picked it up.
Trying to talk himself out of this one, but that won't work with the Shane Nation.
He's done that already this season. Brackenridge talk himself out of it. Quite a pleasant character, Romain Brackenridge.
Here's Brown.
Must give credit to Kemar Gale there, the second assistant, who would have picked up that infringement from Brackenridge, just checking McCleary and ensure that he wasn't able to run into the box. And I think that was really good work from the second official. Or the second assistant, we should say.
Certainly not getting the kind of distance, the coverage in terms of distance is Denor Samuel when he tries to go long.
Number 18,
yeah, the game just having no flow to it.
Yeah,
it's been punctuated by O'Shea Nation's whistle. I mean, not that he could have done much about it, because it's getting into that kind of game, tit for tat kind of affair, and the quality has diminished as well. No real chances being created by either team, and lousy midfield play.
20 minutes into the second half. No real goal mouth action. Yeah. Thompson. Here's Anglin. Priestley. Ball slipped through for Thompson. His first touch. Didn't allow any more forward movement. Now tries to release Fagan. And there is a call there for a free kick.
Yeah. Not sure if that was needed by Kyle Ming either, because Fagan's back was to goal. Now he's giving away a free kick in a telling area. And yeah, just coming from behind there around the player, that's never going to, he's never going to get away with that. Even if he thinks he touches the ball first. 90% of the time you play the leg of the attacker.
Joshua Anglin is standing behind this one. Rattled the upright. One of the rear chances for Harbour View. Perhaps only Thompson coming closer. So is Priestley behind this one.
Would suit the right footer, but I wonder about the distance in terms of angling. Does better when the ball is further out.
Yeah.
This takes some finesse so close to the 18-yard, but let's see, it does suit the right footer.
Anglin! What a save by White! What a rebound again! And it's still alive for Harbour View. And they break through. Atkinson does Cavalier. Can he spread it for Calvin? Calvin on the ball now. Good work from Garth Stewart. Wow. The goalkeepers have really turned up.
Yeah, great work from Jadine White. And actually Joshua Anglin went for power instead of finesse and struck it magnificently well. And that was one of the saves of the season from Jadine White. Pushed it back into the business area. You couldn't have asked him to do much more. And then recovered so well to stop Fagan's effort. low down. Great double save.
Jones gets it in the area. White able to hold on to that one.
Trying to release early. It's about the second or third time he's tried that, and I just don't think it's working out.
Garth Stewart will go into the referee's book.
The yellow's being flashed now.
When that happens, you always run the risk of seeing the reds come out quickly.
Issued to Harbour's number 16, Mark Stewart, number 68.
Here's Lang. Still alive for Cavalier. Ainsworth to Watson. Gets it out wide to Lang. Lang still on the ball. Still Lang.
Likes to go after the goal, Giovanni Lang. From schoolboy days at Camperdown, he's been known to score the spectacular. And had sights of that, but that ball was spectacularly put into the evening sky. Two-footed player. Not often you see a centre-back who can use the left foot so efficiently. In fact, a rare thing even across international football.
Yeah.
And Ling has that ability. In fact, Garnet Gardens the other day, I can't remember ever seeing a game at any level of recent where I've seen two left-footed centre-backs. And there was Watson and Joel Cunningham, both left-footers, playing in the centre-back role for Garnet Gardens. Now that's a rarity. He's talking his way again. He's on a card. I think O'Shane Nation is just reminding him of that.
Irving tries to whip it forward. Still in possession of Cavalier. Here's Ainsworth to McCleary. Strong defended again by Brackenridge. He's appealing for something.
Adamant that he should have gotten a free kick, Brackenridge, because he thinks the studs of the Cavalier attacker went into his side. The Nation doesn't agree.
Impetuous there from Anglin. Really should have been a bit more professional about it. Gave it away, and here's Allen in the area now. Gets it across, and still not cleared. Eventually, Atkinson couldn't get it on target.
Yeah, Samuel fumbled it, and it was heading back towards his goal. He took really long to recover, though, the TNT specialist. Just look at it here. Comes in from Allen, good delivery, and he spills it, but doesn't recover well. And Atkinson tried to keep it in and sneak it into the near post. Good defensive work in the end from the Harbour View team. But I was a bit surprised that from the free kick that referee O'Shane Nation let that fly, because he told Allen to back off of the ball. Allen stood his ground, and the free kick was kicked right into him. I've seen situations where even a yellow card is produced for that because he's told him to back off and give the yards, and he hasn't.
Referee gives a corner kick for this one, but last touch was off Atkinson. Ainsworth gets it in the area. Will be headed away by Stewart. It's another corner kick.
It's actually Brackenridge who gets it away, and with a limp as well. It was too high a delivery though from Ainsworth. Made it easy for Harbour View. Very lofty.
It's been an issue with his deliveries from the corner kick all afternoon. Here's another one headed on, and the follow-up, and Ming! Oh, off the upright once more. Wow. Here's another one, McCleary! The deadlock is broken, and the substitute strikes for Cavalier. With how the game was going, you wonder if there would be a goal of the upright, the frame being very prominent. But finally, McCleary, after all the argy-bargy, he was able to head it on.
Yeah, so much attempts initially. Length with the first strike, then Ming. Ming will pick up the assist though. Nice find from Kyle Ming, the captain. Hit the upright, recovered well. And Samuel just taking long to get up. I thought the last couple of minutes, Glenroy Samuel has been a bit slow. And that was a really tired dive in the end from the Harbour View number one. Good header though by McClear to steer it past him. But yeah, not the kind of solid defending that Harbour View had to produce if they were going to keep another clean sheet. And McClear, we spoke about him having that attacking ability in the middle of the park. He picks up his second goal of the season. Ming with his first assist of the season.
Can they get something from this one now? Quarter of an hour left in this one. Anglin gets it across to Harding. Will try to whip it in. He does. Headed away by Watson and company. Still in possession at Harbour View. Here's the captain. Over the top, and it's a goal kick for Cavalier.
Yeah, Cavalier have been having a really good time against Harbour View over the last few matches. Did the double in the playoffs last season. 2-0 and 1-0 wins. 3-1 earlier this season in that match. Then in the Caribbean Cup, 5-0. And then 0-0. But yeah, Harbour View just haven't tasted a defeat since last season in the preliminary round, where they won one of the encounters 2-1.
Here's the delivery, and it had to be played away by Allen, still alive. Anglin goes for goal, and Jaden White was there on hand. Corner kick indicated by the assistant referee.
The assistant saying that the ball had crossed the line. Interesting. Of course, it doesn't matter where the player is, it matters where the ball is. All of the ball has to cross the line.
Good time to get the SportsMax app on the Google Play or the Apple App Store. So much action from various sporting disciplines. Anglin gets it beyond any dangerous area.
Substitution for Harbour View, 55, Damar Rose, replacing number 47, Rowan Brown.
So Damar Rose coming in, not the same kind of player as Rohan Brown, who is more of a winger and forward. Damar Rose certainly on a midfielder, creator, attacking midfielder. Maybe they're hoping that he can work some magic for the likes of Andre Fagan.
Here's Anglin. Brackenridge trying to get Damar Rose into the thick of things. Possession now with Ainsworth, and that will be a card for Kemo Jones, who checked the run of Ainsworth.
Could be Akima Jones, is it? Well, because it's a second yellow, so he's off, Dean. Wow. Just about to say to you that if it is Akima Jones, he's off. And the Clarendon College standouts will play no further part. Yeah, that's a reckless challenge, especially when you're on your yellow card. You just can't do that. That was immature. And now Harbourview, well, a much bigger task. A goal down and now a man down. We did say that no surprise if Cavalier played for that to get Harbourview down to 10 players, and it has happened. And quite a few other players on yellow cards. They just need to be careful here.
Here they come again through Ainsworth. Allen will get on the end of it. His shot was blocked by Harding. Anglin tries to play it out. Here's Rose. Damar Rose brought down by Ming. He's shown a card as well. Quite a few cautions being issued in this encounter. Yeah, hasn't really been the cleanest of games. 6 yellow cards, 1 red card. Here's Rose. Plays it forward for Fagan. Fagan trying to turn, couldn't. Foul in Ming.
Defeated Waterhouse by 1 goal to 0, courtesy of a 40-minute strike from Molynes Pinnacle. For score 0, again Waterhouse 0, Timberland 1.
Here's Ainsworth for Cavalier. God Stewart trying to keep him in check. Anglin, Priestley. Again, Harbourview not connecting well. Atkinson gets it to Calvin. He'll have to get on the score sheet. Allen ventures forward and didn't do much with it.
Substitution for the Harbourview team, number 27, David Reed, replacing Substitution.
So David Reed comes on for Omar Thompson. Already has 2 goals. Already trying to make impact, Reed, but Leng did well. Watson able to play it away to Calvin. Doesn't have much in the way of support or options. Goes by Breckenridge. Calvin in an acute area, gets it across. Atkinson doesn't have the pace there. He's trying something cheeky. But how have you play out now? Here's Demar Rose. Was good work from Calvin there. Perhaps should have just gone for goal, but can't blame him for trying the far post option. Here's Rose once more. Not much in the way of tempo from Harbourview. I was trying to be the controller. Anglin has had better shots from that range. Six minutes left in this one. In regular time, that is. Demar Rose trying to weave through. Gamesmanship. Games management. On full display now from the goalkeeper, Jaden White. Here's Irving, the captain. Send forward for Calvin. Does well. Breckenridge had to do good work as well.
Substitution for the Cavalier team. Player coming in, number 16, Orlando Russell. He's replaced with number 10, Dwayne Atkinson.
More changes being made by both coaches. Orlando Russell comes on for Dwayne Atkinson.
Number 8, Cassie Priestley, he replaced by number 17, Johnny Palmer. Substitution.
Priestley off and Talbot in for Harbourview. Given away. Russell to McCleary. McCleary should have done better. Time for the SportsMax app moment. Brought to you by the SportsMax app. That beautiful save made by Jaden White, when it actually was a double save from the initial attempt and from the follow-up. Just on Anglin. What a strike it was. Andre Fagan also getting in on the action, and Jaden White standing tall in the Cavalier goal. The SportsMax app moment. throw-in for Cavalier. And the game now seemingly in dying embers. Here's Watson. Can he make something magical? Watson's shot charged down by Brackenridge. Still in possession with him though. Brackenridge had to stand firm there. It's another throw in for Cavalier after unconvincing work in trying to clear the ball from Jashawn Anglin. Another change being made. Jalmara Calvin will exit. Matthew Ellis comes on. Cadet forces a save from Samuel, the custodian for Harbourview. Stewart. Harding. Rose. Here's Stewart.
Dangerous position yet again. This time Ling, the guilty party. Stewart venturing forward. Of course, Harbourview need to find a goal. Yeah, did well just to put his, he basically put his left foot on the line, didn't he? Right across the body of Ling, ensuring that Ling would make contact with the foot and not the ball. And a big chance for Harbourview here. Can they salvage something from this? Only 5 minutes of stoppages. Well, the last time they had a free kick, it brought the best out of Jadine White. From
Great stuff for his highlight reel, Jadine White. Let's see if it will be great stuff for his highlight reel, Jashawn Anglin.
Might have put him on top for the man of the match as well. Jadine White with a few really top saves. That's probably the difference between Cavalier conceding and them keeping that clean sheet. Well, he'll have more work to do now.
Can he strike again? Anglin. Anglin gets it on target. And once more White equal to the task. Not as flary.
Looked as if he wanted to take a nap on the ball as well after holding on. Didn't look to parry it. Good safe hands from Jadine White. Still looking for him to get back to his best. Jadine White, one of the best goalkeepers at the schoolboy level for sure in recent times. When he was at St Andrew Technical, as promised so much, was in the national squad as Jamaica's #2 for some time. Has had his injuries and fitness issues, but looking to get back to his best. He's worked his way back to being the preferred choice in this Cavalier team. Of course, Vina Bartlett for quite a while, the St. Lucia national, had taken over reins.
Here's Reed from distance, not testing the goalkeeper much. He'll use up some more of the clock. Anglin gave that one away. He really didn't need to. Kept in. Well, not so, says the referee.
That was close.
Very.
All FIFA lineup in terms of the officials, the 2 assistants, as well as O'Shea Nation, Carl Terrell as well, a former FIFA central referee, now retired from that level. So very experienced lineup here. Even though it's not been the highest of intensities in terms of the game, there was a point where things could have gotten out of hand, and they had to really calm it down. A couple of yellow cards shown.
Rose trying to chip this one forward. Gets it to Harding, who plays it off. I have a joke, Chris Taylor, but I'm afraid that it might be a bit corny. Are referees informants?
Maybe, at times.
Because they are FIFA whistleblowers. I'll allow the viewing audience to judge.
Yellow card for J.D. White.
He'll not be left behind today. Well taken by Garth Stewart. Anglin trying to make something. David Reed couldn't get it under his spell. Under a minute for Harbourview to salvage something from this one.
Just seconds to go, and Cavalier could be on their way to the top of the Premier League table. If this scoreline holds, they will go 1 point above Mount Pleasant, who have led for some time. Big opportunity. Of course, Mount Pleasant and Portmore playing to a 1-1 draw in the top of the table clash at the time. And Harbourview, who had 2 wins in a row and 2 clean sheets. Well, a clean sheet is broken, and they look as if they're heading to another loss. And this will be number 5 in terms of losses for Harbourview this season. And yet they have struggled going forward, haven't they, in terms of creating opportunities. A sign of no Shaquille Bradford as well.
Certainly. In the 9 moments now, can Cavalier add another for greater insurance? Here's a substitute. Johnny Talbot stood there and kept that one away from Samuel. Still in possession with McCleary, man who's made the difference with that well-placed header. And that's the end of the match. O'Shea Nation has seen enough. And Cavalier, they see the top of the table for the first time this season, courtesy of that strike from that man. The substitute came on and made the difference. He must be a relieved man, Rudolph Speed. The game looked as if it was going to a stalemate, but eventually the goal came in the 74th minute from Jerome McCleary. At full time, Cavalier 1, Harbourview 0. 4:30 kickoff here at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. And Harbourview had some great moments. That one from Art Thompson, really against the run of play. Getting the shot off, but not getting it between the sticks. Anglin also having a shot that rattled the upright. Jaden White would have been beaten, but these were really against the run of play in the first half. Cavalier having some half chances as well. This one, perhaps their best, forcing a save from the goalkeeper, Samuel. Dwayne Atkins to the man behind that one. And this, what a beautiful take, what a fire from Jalmara Calvin. Samuel was busy, and those were great opportunities for Cavalier. And again, another header, but that was from Garth Stewart, unable to really get it away, and it rattled the upright. Second half action now, Jashon Anglin. What a strike it was, what a rebound from Andre Fagan. And on both occasions, Jaden White was equal to the task. A big day for him, the man of the match in this encounter. On the other end, Dwayne Allen doing well, getting it across. And Samuel was unable to really hold on to it the first time. Atkinson getting busy and trying to make the most of it. Corner kick coming in, and Leng firing, make that Ming firing it off on the upright, getting it across, and McCleary, what a great header it was. And after all the melee, you could say, Ming doing the business to get it across, and what a header it was. Samuel slow to react, and 1-0 for Cavalier. That's the initial play off the upright from Ming, and yeah, another angle for that header. Samuel beaten in the 74th minute. Further heartbreak for Harbourview, a second yellow card for that infraction. O'Shea Nation sent Akima Jones to an early shower. And another save made by Jaden White. Jashon Anglin not having a bad time at all from free kick range. That's the end of the match, said O'Shea Nation. Cavalier coming away with a 1-0 win. Here are the full-time match statistics. 5 from 9, not bad in accuracy. 4 from 6 for Harbourview. 13 fouls between the two teams. 23 fouls, I beg your pardon. 13 for Harbourview. 9 yellow cards and 1 red. 1 offside apiece. 12 corners, 8 to Cavalier. Goalkeepers even in terms of saves made. And Harbourview in the end edging the possession. But the spoils go to Cavalier. They come away with a 1-0 win and go atop the table in the reign of Jamaica Premier League.
JD, a big clean sheet for you. You've had your struggles over the last couple of seasons with injuries, been out of the starting level. How important is it, or how good does it feel now to be a solid member of the starting 11 yet again?
Well, when you can help the team in any way, for me it is always good. But for me personally, it's really good to almost be where I was before, and it's about improving each day as I go along.
I was just about to ask you, how close are you to your best? Because those two saves that those back-to-back saves you made against Anglin and so on, it was really something of the Jaden White real.
Really and truly, I've been putting in the background work. At home, at training, I've been pushing my limit, because I know within myself that I am far, far from where I'm supposed to be. I know I'm better than what I've been for the past 18 months, so it's just for me to look into myself and push on.
And from your standpoint, the clean sheets are there to show. I mean, 6 wins in a row now for Cavalier, and quite a few clean sheets along the way. I think 5 of them clean sheets.
Yeah, it's good for me and the defense, because the beginning of the season, we've conceded a goal every game. So for us to win on and had 4 straight. So no one still hasn't scored on us. We scored on ourselves in the last game, but it's good for us as a defensive unit to build on going into our further games like the Champions League and going further down in the season.
Just one point on the defence line, because of injuries or players going overseas, like for example Richard King, you've been forced to use other members around there, but yet you've still got the job done. What does that say about this Cavalier defence unit, and how easy it is to work with different members each week?
All right, so as the Cavalier matter said, all for one for all for one. It basically says it. No matter who plays, we know what the system is, we know what our job is. We just fill the role, fill the position, and we get the job done.
All right, continue doing your work. big clean sheet here today. Continue to climb the table. You guys are top of the table, so congrats on that as well.
Thank you very much. We are working hard.
Jadine White there, our player of the match for today. Cavaliers #1 between the sticks as they pick up yet another clean sheet en route to a top of the table position in this match week. Ludlow Bernard comes in. Ludlow, well, a few changes in your squad just after on the back of 2 wins in a row, and then you lose your leading goal scorer. That must affect you up front.
This game was decided by a very mad moment of indecision from the referee. A player is fouled, we get a kick, the player is not 10 yards back. We take the kick, it is intercepted, and the official says plays. It cost us. We were in this game. This was a very good game of football being played by 2 good prepared teams here today, and the referee had to spoil it. I'm really disappointed in him. I'm not going to make any excuses with respect to that. I think we did pretty well. We created as much as Cavaliers did. Just unfortunate that, we allowed that one. But the officiating needs to be questioned.
Yeah, very unfortunate, that kind of situation. You spoke about the other areas of the game, and as you said, you hit the frame of the goal quite a few times. I mean, so did they. So as you said, this could have gone many ways.
Yes.
In terms of when you did concede the goal, though, do you think in terms of how you recuperated from the first attempt that it was a little slow?
Yeah, probably a little bit of indecision and emotions get into play, but we had to rev them up back. I think we lost that momentum when when player Jones was red carded, right? Because his crosses were very telling, and he was an integral part of the game as at that time. So I think it hurt us. It was a bit difficult with Cavaliers, of course, being a very strong defensive team, keeping so many persons at the back. The penetration was always going to be difficult. I think we had our last moment with the last kick of the game with a free kick. I think Joshua probably could have done better. Coming
into his own as an attacking player as well,
yes.
You always did say that Joshua Anglin adds a lot up front, but we weren't seeing it.
That's
but
right.
Now, maybe a fingertip away from a third goal on the season.
He's still enjoying his game, which is very important for him. As a matter of fact, the entire team is enjoying their game here today. And I know this is a little blip in our advance, but that's exactly what it will be, a blip.
All right, congrats. Congrats on how you've been making momentum on the table.
Yes.
And good luck in the games to come, Ludlow, as Harbour strive to get into the playoff area.
That's right.
Yeah. Ludlow Bernard, their head coach of Harbour. Not quite congrats on his performance, but in terms of their movement up the table, even though it was stalled a bit today by 6 wins in a row for Rudolph Speed and Cavalier. Rudolph, another tough match against Harbour. It's never easy. But yet you're coming out on the winning end of the stick and another clean sheet as well.
Yeah, I thought we struggled in the first half to just get any fluency at all. Although I think for some of the half we had the ascendancy. But it was just a hard grind today. Above you stuck in there. They knew as well. This is like the 5th time we're playing since this year. So it's always going to be a tough game.
You always make some interesting moves in a game. Well, I must ask you about the half-time changes with Shaniel Thomas and Richard King coming off. What was behind that?
Oh, they are in the line to get an airplane. They're going to overseas. So they just wanted to play. I don't know if it was a good decision to play them because they look lethargic, but they wanted to play before they went, so we allowed them to play a half.
As you mentioned, that big moves for your players as well. Congrats to you. Congrats to the players. Obviously, Richard King was in Iceland before, so now he's off. Where to those players? You mentioned an airplane ride.
Oh, they are going to UK. So let's hope everything works out for them.
All right, excellent stuff. In terms of if this game now, how, as you said, Jadine White, man of the match, he has been out of the frame for some time now, coming back as their #1. How important is he, and how happy are you with how he is progressing?
Well, when most people would have probably lost faith in him, I didn't. I know that he was the player that we had from 17 years ago. He was also the goalkeeper when we win the championship. So we know of his quality. I think he just lost his way a little, but he has come back with a bang this year. And we are, after going 10 games, conceding once every game, we decided to put him in the goal. And this is, I think, his 7th game. I only conceded 2, so he has never put a foot wrong since.
Top of the table. Any surprise?
Yeah, I was a little bit. I didn't know we'd be here because I always started, but I can see a lot of teams start to falter. We are going to have issues too, just like every other team, but we are on a good run now and hope to keep it going. I see teams start to falter, and that has enabled us to rise to the top.
Congrats. Enjoy. All the best.
Thank you.
Match week 14, here's the results. Molynes beating Veer 2-0. Arnett 1-0 winners over Dunbeholden. Montego Bay United beating Limehall 3-0. A draw between the then leaders Portmore and Mount Pleasant 1-1. Humber Line beating Treasure Beach 1-0. Tivoli Gardens getting the better of Waterhouse with a similar scoreline. And here, Cavalier beating Harbourview 1-0. A win that sees them go to the top of the table on 30 points, just ahead of Mount Pleasant, who always had the lead up until today. 29 points. Portmore in third, 28 points. Tivoli and Arnett jointly on 27 points, with Dunbeholden running on the top 6 with 21 points. Harbourview in 11th position on 15 points, just ahead of Molynes. Outside of the relegation zone is Molynes, and at that position held by Treasure Beach and Limehall, 7 and 4 points respectively. La Liga in SportsMax 2. Laves versus Cadiz, Friday, 3 p.m. 4 in the Eastern Caribbean. Villarreal versus Mallorca, Saturday, 10:15 a.m., 11:15 in the Eastern Caribbean. And also Valencia versus Athletic Bilbao, Saturday, 12:30 p.m., 1:30 in the Eastern Caribbean. That's on SportsMax 2. And Celta Vigo and Real Sociedad, Saturday, 3 p.m., 4 in the Eastern Caribbean. That too on SportsMax 2. Australia versus West Indies, first test day 2 on SportsMax tonight, 6:30 p.m., 7:30 in the Eastern Caribbean. Cricket, lovely cricket, is on the home of champions. Full-time score: Cavalier 1, Harbourview 0. Renefe, Jamaica Premier League